Number 5. The 2026 BMW 7 Series. Starting our list at number 5 is the technology powerhouse, the 2026 BMW 7 Series. By 2026, the current generation 7 Series has matured. The shock of the split headlight design has worn off, and what we are left with is a vehicle that prioritizes digital maximalism over traditional luxury. This car is on the list because it is the benchmark for rear-seat entertainment, but it sits at number 5 because it relies too heavily on screens to convey status. For 2026, the 7 Series, specifically the i7 xDrive 60 and the V8-powered 760i, receives a massive update to its highway assistant. We are talking about Level 2 Plus autonomy that allows for hands-free driving at speeds up to 85 miles per hour on mapped highways, with a new eye activation lane change feature. You simply look at the side mirror, and the car executes the pass. It is seamless, it is terrifyingly effective, and it is the best semi-autonomous system in this group. Inside, the 31.3-inch 8K theater screen remains the party piece. No other manufacturer has dared to put a television of this size in a car. However, the 2026 model year introduces the new panoramic vision interface to the front, projecting critical driving data across the entire width of the windshield. It is impressive, but it is also overwhelming. The BMW 7 Series is a rolling computer. If you want to be driven by an algorithm, this is your car. But if you want soul, you might want to look higher up this list. Number 4. The 2026 Volvo ES90. At number 4, we have the car you requested as the Volvo Pulsar, which is arriving in 2026 as the all-new Volvo ES90. While BMW is shouting, Volvo is whispering. The ES90 is the first Volvo built on a dedicated EV-only platform with 800-volt architecture. This is the spiritual opposite of the 7 Series. Where the German car is aggressive and angular, the ES90 is organic and smooth. It looks like a stone that has been polished by a river for 1,000 years. The headline spec here is the battery technology. The ES90 utilizes a massive 111 kilowatt-hour battery pack, delivering a real-world range that approaches 400 miles. But the real luxury is the Volvo time factor. Thanks to that 800-volt system, you can charge from 10% to 80% in just under 20 minutes. But why is it number 4? Because of the interior philosophy. Volvo calls it a living room concept. They have used wool blends, reclaimed wood, and backlit crystal instead of carbon fiber and chrome. The seats are designed by orthopedic surgeons, not racing drivers. The ride quality is tuned for floating, completely isolating you from the road. It doesn't try to be sporty. It doesn't have a track mode. It is an isolation chamber. If the outside world is chaos, the inside of the 2026 Volvo ES90 is peace. It is the most relaxing car on this list, period. Number 3. The 2026 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. At number 3, we have the king, the 2026 Mercedes-Benz S-Class. You might be wondering, why is the S-Class only number 3? Because 2026 is a facelift year, not a brand new generation. But do not underestimate what Mercedes has done here. This is the Evo update. The 2026 S-Class introduces the new MBUX Superscreen layout, ditching the portrait tablet for a dashboard that looks like a continuous piece of glass. But the real news is under the hood. While everyone else is downsizing, rumors suggest the 2026 AMG variants are utilizing a revised flat-plane crank V8 hybrid system that focuses on raw engagement rather than just efficiency. The S-Class remains the gold standard for suspension technology. The e-active body control system has been refined for 2026. The car literally uses cameras to scan the road surface and lifts the suspension wheels before you hit a pothole. It deletes bumps from existence. The S-Class is also the safest car on this list. For 2026, it introduces the first ever frontal airbag for rear seat passengers, deploying from the back of the front seats. It is refined, it is prestigious, and it is still the car that dictates what a CEO looks like. It sits at number 3 only because the next 2 cars are trying to change the game entirely, while the S-Class is simply perfecting it. Number 2. The 2026 Cadillac Celestiq. At number 2, we have the return of American arrogance. The 2026 Cadillac Celestiq. This is not a competitor to the S-Class. This is a competitor to Rolls-Royce. Cadillac has looked at the German monopoly and decided to opt out of mass production. The Celestiq is hand-built in Warren, Michigan. No two are alike. You don't just buy this car, you are invited to design it. The design is polarizing. It is a massive, fastback sedan that is nearly 18 feet long. It features a smart glass roof that is divided into 4 quadrants. Each passenger can adjust the transparency of their specific section of the roof, from fully clear to opaque black. The driver can have the sun, while the rear passenger sleeps in the shade. Power comes from a dual-motor Ultium setup producing over 600 horsepower, but this car isn't about 0 to 60 times. It's about the standard of the world. The interior materials are authentic. If it looks like metal, it is metal. If it looks like wood, it is wood. There are no plastics here. The 55-inch pillar-to-pillar screen is the largest in the industry, but it's integrated with an elegance that BMW lacks. The Celestiq is number 2 because it is a statement piece. It proves that Cadillac remembers who they used to be. It is bold, expensive, and unapologetically American. It is the most interesting car to come out of Detroit in 50 years. Number 1. The 2026 Range Rover Sedan, and finally, the number 1 car on our list. The most disruptive, the most unexpected, and the most anticipated vehicle of 2026. The Range Rover Sedan. For 50 years, Range Rover has been synonymous with the SUV. They invented the luxury off-roader. So why, in 2026, are they building a sedan? Because they realized that aerodynamics is the ultimate luxury. Known internally as the Road Rover, this vehicle takes the command driving position of an SUV and lowers it into a sleek, phantom-like silhouette. It is not a low-slung sports sedan, it is a tall sedan. You sit eye level with crossover drivers, but you have the aerodynamics of a Grand Tourer. The design is reductive. The door handles are invisible. The glazing is flush. The lights are hidden until they are illuminated. It looks like it was carved from a single block of aluminum. But the reason it takes the number 1 spot is the capability. This is the only sedan on this list that can wade through 30 inches of water. It features an electric-only powertrain with a targeted range of 450 miles, but it retains the off-road DNA of the brand. It rides on air suspension with virtually infinite travel. It can climb a muddy bank to a ski lodge and then cruise at 150 miles per hour on the Autobahn in complete silence. The Range Rover Sedan is number 1 because it creates a new category. It offers the presence of an SUV with the elegance of a limousine. It is the car the S-Class is afraid of and the car the Cadillac wishes it could be. In 2026, the best luxury sedan in the world isn't a sedan at all, it's a Range Rover.